Hi everybody, Julie Ebersol for ellenhutson.com with a 2-minute tip for making your own watercolor plaid backgrounds. I like to start by taking my watercolor paper and taping it down to a nonstick craft sheet with some low-tack painter's tape. I'm also going to be working with 2 different widths of paintbrushes that are fairly wide. They're like 1.25 inches and the other one's about 1/2 inch. And then I've got a palette here for custom mixing my colors and for adding water to dilute it down a little bit. I'm working with the Kuretake Gonzai Tambi watercolor pans, but you can use any watercolors that you like. I'm going to start by painting a stripe initially in the center on the diagonal of my watercolor paper, and I did offload some of the paint and the water in that brush against the side of my palette, and that's because I like to work with a little bit drier paintbrush. Anyway, that first initial stripe will help me visually see where to space out the remaining stripes, and once I have the first layer of paint down, I'm going to grab my heat gun and very quickly heat set that initial layer of paint. Once that is completely dry, I can add my second layer of stripes, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction with the same method I used before, but I'm just going to go in the opposite direction on the diagonal once again over the top. And you can paint over your initial stroke if you want to intensify the color, but just remember that it's a lot easier to add more than it is to take it away if you have too much initially. And then again, I'm going to repeat this same process with all of the colors that I'm working with. I'm going to heat set in between each layer of stripes. Now I've got a contrasting color here of red, and it was a little bit too intense initially, so I had to water it down a little bit, and that's okay because I got a nice lighter kind of a rosy pink color from that red hue. And it's also fine if you need to overlay one stripe on top of another. It adds interest and depth to your plaid pattern. Once that is finished, all the wide stripes have been laid down, I'm going to take the smaller wide brush and come in with a deeper, more intense contrasting color, and I think this gives a plaid a lot more visual pop. When you're done painting, all you have to do is roll that painter's tape on itself and peel it away. Don't pull it straight up or you could damage the paper surface, and you'll have a beautiful plaid pattern that you can use for all sorts of projects. I hope you enjoyed this 2-minute tip, and thanks for watching.